As the year gradually winds down, I feel like hardly a week goes by that we don't hear about California's Proposition 12. Well, that made the news again this week, along with a big funding pledge from the USDA and some pretty significant talk about the capital gains tax. Stay tuned. I want to welcome you to this episode of New Ground, the regular video series from AGDAILY that explores many of the things that are interesting and newsworthy in agriculture. My name is Ryan Tipps. I'm the managing editor for AGDAILY, and I encourage you to like or share, do whatever you have to do to keep watching these videos. They're a great way to stay connected to all of the recent events that are happening in our agricultural industry. U.S. Agricultural Secretary Tom Vilsack announced a comprehensive plan to address some of the biggest challenges that are facing American producers right now. The hope is for him to target things such as drought, animal health, and even market disruptions. How much money are we talking about here? Well, it's a whopping $3 billion investment. Specifically, each of those sections I just mentioned will get up to $500 million, and an additional $1.5 billion, that's billion with a B, will go toward helping schools respond to supply chain disruptions and help keep nutritional food items in the hands of our nation's children. All of this is part of the federal government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, right now we have a Democratic-led administration, so a lot of spending is not going to be a surprise for most people. I'm just happy that a good chunk of this is going to our agricultural industry. At the beginning, I promised you Proposition 12, so you're going to get Proposition 12. That's because the American Farm Bureau Federation and the National Pork Producers Council have recently petitioned the U.S. Supreme Court to put a halt on the California measure. Even though the law, which puts strict standards on animal housing for any food products that are produced or sold in the state of California, is supposed to go into effect in January of 2022, the California Department of Food and Agriculture is still writing the implementing regulations for Prop 12, and it has even admitted that the initiative will have no effect on food safety while also increasing the mortality rate for some animals that are subject to it. I think we can expect that this law will be facing challenges from now throughout the end of the calendar year, and then some. Potential changes to the capital gains tax have been a hot topic since President Joe Biden announced the American Families Plan back in April, and farmers and ranchers have been kind of on pins and needles waiting to see what'll happen. It's a mouthful, so bear with me. The American Families Plan includes a provision that states that gains above certain exemption amounts would be subject to a tax at death. However, the transfer of a family farm to a family member who continues the operation would not result in a tax upon the death of the principal operator. Under the proposal, any remaining farm and business gains above the exemption amount would receive a quote-unquote carryover basis that effectively defers any capital gains tax until the assets are sold or until the farm is no longer family owned and operated. However, the American Farm Bureau Federation is still being very cautious, suggesting that the wording of this plan, especially as it relates to the deferred capital gains taxes, could still have significant implications for family farms, especially down the road. In AgDaily's Spotlight feature this week, we hear from Karen Fitch, an Iowa farmer who woke up one morning in 2019 paralyzed from the neck down. Karen and her husband, who are both in their 20s, looked for ways to turn this tragedy into a positive. So they created the Cuddle Cow Company, which features blankets with photos of the very cows that Karen has worked so hard to come home to after many months in the hospital. Part of the proceeds will go towards spinal cord research and to helping raise awareness for those with spinal cord injuries. She hopes that by sharing her cows with the world, it will help others get a glimpse of the agricultural industry that she is so connected to and help her share a little bit in the joy of these wonderful creatures. Can you believe it? Today is the first day of October, and we're definitely feeling all the ups and downs of the weather around us. We hope that you're having a great harvest season so far, and you're looking forward to the holidays that are to come. Thank you for watching this episode of Ag Daily's New Ground, and I hope that you stay tuned to agdaily.com because we have lots more great stories ahead for you.